Welcome and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Today we have brought top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. Police arrest dozens as they break up pro-Palestinian protests at several U.S. universities. Judge directs Michael Cohen to keep quiet about Trump ahead of his hush money trial testimony. U.S. pledges money and other aid to help track and contain bird flu on dairy farms. U.S. announces a new $400 million package of weapons for Ukraine to try to hold off Russian advances. Sam Altman takes nuclear energy company Oklo public to help power his AI ambitions. Video shows man wrapping belt around woman's neck in NYC before sexually assaulting her, police say. Heavy rains set off flash floods in northern Afghanistan, killing at least 50 people. Chinese zoo under fire after dyeing dogs to resemble pandas. Justin and Hailey Bieber announce pregnancy in Instagram post. Police called to Drake's home after another trespasser tried to access his property. And Brazil government wants all local soccer suspended due to massive floods in the south. You were listening to headlines, now news in detail. Police made dozens of arrests as pro-Palestinian protest encampments were dismantled Friday at the University of Pennsylvania and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, hours after police tear-gassed demonstrators and took down a similar camp at the University of Arizona. Philadelphia and campus police moved in around daybreak at Penn to remove protesters from an encampment that had been in place for more than 2 weeks. School officials said protesters were given warnings and the chance to leave without being detained. About 33 people, including students and faculty members, were among those arrested and charged with trespass, the school said. In Cambridge, Massachusetts, police in riot gear arrived at MIT around 4 a.m., encircled the camp and gave protesters about 15 minutes to leave. 10 students who remained were arrested, the university's president said. A crowd outside the camp began chanting pro-Palestinian slogans but was dispersed shortly after. At the University of Arizona in Tucson, campus police in riot gear fired tear gas late Thursday at protesters before tearing down an encampment that included wood and plastic barriers. The school said that police vehicles were spiked and that rocks and water bottles were thrown at officers and university staff. 2 people were arrested, a university spokesperson said. And at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces, police arrested 13 people Thursday night after they refused to leave a building that had been damaged and vandalized. The charges ranged from misdemeanor trespass to felonies including battery on a peace officer, school spokesperson Amanda Bradford said. The building, Hadley Hall, was cleared and opened Friday. In the wake of salacious testimony from porn actor Stormy Daniels, Prosecutors in Donald Trump's hush money trial narrowed their focus to checks and phone records Friday as they laid the groundwork for jurors to hear from the star witness, Michael Cohen, Trump's former attorney. As the third week of testimony drew to a close, the case that ultimately hinges on record-keeping returned to deeply technical testimony, a sharp contrast from Daniels' dramatic, if not downright seamy, account of an alleged sexual encounter with Trump that riveted jurors earlier this week. Trump denies they ever had sex. The prosecution could rest its case by the end of next week, prosecutor Joshua Steinglass said. Prosecutors have been building up their case ahead of crucial testimony from Cohen, Trump's one-time fixer-turned-foe who arranged the $130,000 payout to Daniels, he says at Trump's direction. Cohen is expected to take the stand Monday. Two people familiar with the matter told the Associated Press. The people could not discuss the matter publicly and spoke to AP on condition of anonymity. Defense attorneys will argue that the disbarred lawyer who served prison time and has become one of Trump's fiercest critics is out to get the former president and cannot be believed. Jurors on Friday saw social media posts showing that Trump initially praised Cohen after the then lawyer came under federal investigation. Trump started bashing him after Cohen pleaded guilty to campaign finance violations along with other crimes and claimed Trump directed him to arrange the payment for Daniels. Trump was never charged with any crime related to that federal investigation. U.S. health and agriculture officials pledged nearly $200 million in new spending and other efforts Friday to help track and contain an outbreak of bird flu in the nation's dairy cows that has spread to more than 40 herds in 9 states. The new funds include $101 million to continue work to prevent, test, track, and treat animals and humans potentially affected by the virus known as Type A H5N1, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said, and they include about $98 million to provide up to $28,000 each to help individual farms test cattle and bolster biosecurity efforts to halt the spread of the virus, according to the Agriculture Department. In addition, dairy farmers will be compensated for the loss of milk production from infected cattle whose supply drops dramatically when they become sick, officials said, and dairy farms and farm workers would be paid to participate in a workplace study conducted by the USDA and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So far, farmers have been reluctant to allow health officials onto their farms to test cattle because of uncertainty about how it would affect their businesses, researchers have said. Also, farm workers, including many migrant workers, have been reluctant to be tested for fear of missing work or because they didn't want to be tracked by the government. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. The US announced a new $400 million package of military aid for Ukraine on Friday as Kiev struggles to hold off advances by Russian troops in the northeast Kharkiv region. This is the third tranche of aid for Ukraine since Congress passed supplemental funding in late April after months of gridlock. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky had warned Thursday that his country was facing a really difficult situation in the east, but said a new supply of US weapons was coming and we will be able to stop them. The package includes high-mobility artillery rocket systems and rockets for them, as well as munitions for Patriot and National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile Systems, artillery, anti-aircraft and anti-tank munitions, and an array of armored vehicles, such as Bradley and mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles. It will also provide a number of coastal and riverine patrol boats, trailers, demolition munitions, high-speed anti-radiation missiles, protective gear, spare parts, and other weapons and equipment. The weapons are being sent through Presidential Drawdown Authority, which pulls systems and munitions from existing US stockpiles so they can go quickly to the war front. The US has now provided about $50.6 billion in military assistance to Ukraine since Russia invaded in February 2022. Sam Altman is now chairman of a public company, but it's not OpenAI. On Friday, advanced nuclear fission company Oklo started trading on the New York Stock Exchange. The company, which has yet to generate any revenue, went public through a special purpose acquisition company called AltC Acquisition Corp., founded and led by Altman. Under ticker symbol Oklo, shares were trading at just above $15 on Friday morning. Oklo was set to receive more than $306 million in gross proceeds upon closing of the transaction, according to a release. Oklo's business model is based on commercializing nuclear fission, the reaction that fuels all nuclear power plants. Instead of conventional reactors, the company aims to use mini nuclear reactors housed in A-frame structures. Its goal is to sell the energy to end users such as the US Air Force and big tech companies. Oklo is currently working to build its first small-scale reactor in Idaho, which could eventually power the types of data centers that OpenAI and other artificial intelligence companies need to run their AI models and services. Altman, co-founder and CEO of OpenAI, has said he sees nuclear energy as one of the best ways to solve the problem of growing demand for AI and the energy that powers the technology without relying on fossil fuels. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos have also invested in nuclear plants in recent years. New York City police are looking for a man who wrapped a belt around a woman's neck before sexually assaulting her in the Bronx last week. Video released by police shows the man, who is wearing a white sheet to cover his face, following the 45-year-old woman and lassoing a belt around her neck from behind, causing her to fall to the ground and become unconscious. The man then dragged her between two cars and sexually assaulted her before fleeing on foot, according to the New York City Police Department, which said the incident happened on May 1 on East 152nd Street and 3rd Avenue at about 3 a.m. The woman is recovering from the assault. The NYPD shared two pictures of the man on X Thursday and asked anyone with information on the crime to get in touch. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. Flash floods from seasonal rains in Baghlan province in northern Afghanistan killed at least 50 people on Friday, a Taliban official said. The floods also caused losses to homes and property in several districts, according to Edayatullah Hamdard, the provincial director of natural disaster management in Baghlan. He said that the death toll was preliminary and that it might rise as many people are missing. The flash floods also hit the capital, Kabul, said Abdullah Janan Saik, the Taliban's spokesman for the State Ministry for Natural Disaster Management. He said that rescue teams bringing food and other aid have been dispatched to the affected areas. Saik said that the rescue operation is the main focus of authorities at the moment and that he later might be able to provide more precise figures on casualties and damage. In April, at least 70 people died from heavy rains and flash flooding in the country. About 2,000 homes, 3 mosques and 4 schools were damaged last month. Thousands of people require humanitarian assistance. The flooding also damaged agricultural land and 2,500 animals died in the deluge, according to Saik. A zoo in China has been accused of trying to deceive visitors with a pair of dogs dyed black and white to look like panda bears. Videos circulating on Chinese social media show the 2 panda dogs in an exhibit at Taizhou Zoo in the eastern province of Jiangsu that opened on May 1. Though the animals are patterned to look like pandas, which are endemic to China and an international symbol of the country, their wagging tails give them away. Zoo officials told Chinese state media that they were Chow Chows, a fluffy dog breed originally from northern China, painted black and white to resemble giant pandas, adding that they had clearly advertised them as panda dogs and did not make any false claims. The zoo, which does not have real pandas, was nonetheless criticized by state media and others for misleading visitors and mistreating the dogs. It is not funny at all to dye Chow Chow dogs to attract tourists, one commenter wrote on the social media platform Weibo. Their fragile skin and naturally thick coats make them susceptible to skin diseases. Zoo officials defended the exhibit, saying the dogs had not been harmed. Justin and Hailey Bieber announced they are expecting a child in an Instagram post Thursday. Hailey is a little more than 6 months pregnant, a spokesperson said. The Instagram slideshow post began with a video of what seems to be the Biebers renewing their wedding vows in a field. A song which appears to feature Justin singing plays over the clip of the pair as they kiss and drink. The video also features multiple zoom-ins to Hailey's pregnant belly, which she shows off fashionably beneath a white lacy dress coupled with a lace head covering. Justin, 30, and Hailey, 27, married in September 2018. A second wedding ceremony was held a year later. The post features 4 more photos from the shoot, including 2 of Justin appearing to snap a shot of Hailey's belly, 1 of the couple kissing, and 1 of Justin standing behind Hailey with the focus on her stomach. Hailey's post is captioned only with Justin's username. A person tried to gain access to Drake's mansion in Toronto on Thursday afternoon, according to law enforcement, the second to do so this week. Police said the trespasser was confronted by security guards on the property and later taken to a hospital after the altercation. Police said they are investigating the incident. Representatives for Drake declined to comment. The incident comes after another trespasser was apprehended at the rapper's home on Wednesday. A source familiar with Drake's property told NBC News at the time that the person was immediately confronted at the gate by security and turned over to the police. Police said the incident Wednesday was not a criminal matter. They say details would not be released about the person in accordance with the Ontario Mental Health Act. The Act provides a means for people to receive an emergency assessment without their consent through support of a physician or a justice of the peace, police said. The trespassing incidents follow a shooting on Drake's property that seriously injured a security guard on Tuesday morning. The guard was shot from a vehicle which then fled the scene, police said in a news release. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 18,162.05. The NYSE Composite is increased by 34.84 points or 0.19%. Tokyo stock close price is 38,229.11. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 155.13 points or 0.41%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,154.55. The Shanghai index is increased by 0.23 points or 0.01%. Hong Kong stock close price is 18,963.68. The Hang Seng index is increased by 425.87 points or 2.30%. Bombay stock close price is 72,664.47. The Sensex index is increased by 260.30 points or 0.36%. Let's have a look on today's sports story. Brazil's government urged the country's soccer officials to suspend all tournaments on Friday because of massive floods in the south. More heavy rain is expected in Rio Grande do Sul state into the weekend, which could worsen the situation for millions of people and further delay the cleaning of the inundated study of top flight clubs Grêmio, Internacional, and Juventude. At least 107 people have died because of the floods and another 134 are missing, authorities say. More than 230,000 are displaced and aware they might not be able to return home for another 2 weeks. The Brazilian Football Confederation has yet to respond to Sports Minister André Fufuka asking for a halt to all nationwide tournaments for men, women, and under-20s. This week, the CBF agreed to suspend for 20 days all soccer activity in the southern state, which borders Uruguay and Argentina. The situation will be reassessed on May 27. South American soccer body CONMEBOL also suspended 2 club matches in the region. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Police arrest dozens as they break up pro-Palestinian protests at several U.S. universities. Judge directs Michael Cohen to keep quiet about Trump ahead of his hush money trial testimony. US pledges money and other aid to help track and contain bird flu on dairy farms. US announces a new $400 million package of weapons for Ukraine to try to hold off Russian advances. Sam Altman takes nuclear energy company Oklo public to help power his AI ambitions. Video shows man wrapping belt around woman's neck in NYC before sexually assaulting her, police say. Heavy rains set off flash floods in northern Afghanistan, killing at least 50 people. Chinese zoo under fire after dying dogs to resemble pandas. Justin and Hailey Bieber announce pregnancy in Instagram post. Police called to Drake's home after another trespasser tried to access his property. And Brazil government wants all local soccer suspended due to massive floods in the south. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our website. Our website address is www.millenniumnews24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.